Peace and light, and good afternoon. Welcome to my Aisha Speaks Jade podcast platform, where I am none other than Aisha, also known as Jade, or people, Aisha, Jade, whatever. Just put that RESPECT on it, and we're so good. So I am on my mini marathon for making sure that I catch up and put all the best content that I can, with also advising that you do your own due diligence and follow up and do your research. I am that Jersey girl and Philly John #researcher. And I thank you for joining. After this live audio, I'm going to take another little break, and then I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, because I want to make sure that I self-care for my own self, and that I don't overwhelm, give you content, but yet pace myself. So I don't know where we're at quite yet. Today is, even though the day is the 29th, I'm going to say today is, let me see, it is, well, you'll see it. This is going to be that live makeup audio for Sunday the 27th. Okay, I think I have it right. This is a live makeup audio for Sunday, January the 27th, 2019. You can see I'm a little tired because I'm now like, what am I doing? But anywho, this is actually a part 2 to a live audio that I did a little while ago in regards to making sure that you take care of your physical part, especially, your mouth. Everything is interconnected, as I said before. Your mind, body, and soul and spirit and all of those great things, they're all connected together. So when one is messed up, all of them is messed up. And I was speaking about, especially if you're having issues with your mouth and you need to get them fixed, or perhaps, you want to have your teeth whitened and things of that. We just have to make sure that we take care of our oral hygiene, because it's so important. Okay. So if you live long enough, the bone density can break down. You may be losing some calcium and things like that. And so with that being said, if you need to go to the dentist, you need to be as honest as possible with your dentist. Ask questions, ask what it means, so you can be in the loop and understand. Tell them to break it down into terminology that you can understand. Okay. Don't lie to them. Tell them that you've been flossing and doing all the necessary things when you really have not. Okay. Oral hygiene is so important. Okay. So this is a continuation, part 2. This is speaking on 3 ways to strengthen your bones, right? Because it's not just in your mouth, it is your whole body. And again, as you get older, it can start breaking down. It can get brittle. So we have to do the necessary things to make sure that our bones stay as strong and healthy as possible. So again, this is a makeup live audio for Sunday, January the 27th, 2019. 3 ways to strengthen your bones. And I might go a little bit more in depth. So a meaningful yoga sutra, which in the Sanskrit phrase, it winds up translating to steadiness and ease with posture. The movement portion of yoga, which is asana, ASANA, focuses on building a strong foundation and aligned, steady body, which only then is capable of fluid and easy movement. The bones are your most basic element of structure and stability. So not only do bones create the framework for your muscles, but they also help regulate your blood, the calcium and phosphate levels. So both calcium and phosphate are stored in the bones and can be released into the bloodstream as needed to maintain healthy mineral levels. This is important because if the serum, which is the blood, concentration of calcium is too low for normal body functions to take place, it will pull calcium from the bones, leading to bone demineralization, which is a fancy term for loss of bone density. So protect internal organs. Okay, so think of the ribs as they provide a cage to protect the heart and lungs. Bones may look like inert, yes, stone-like objects, but this could not be further from the truth. They are living tissues. Up close, they look less like a smooth rock and more like a sponge. Bone composition is not constant, as bones are constantly forming and breaking down. So in childhood through adolescence, bones build faster than they break down, leading to an increase in bone density. Around the age of 30, you reach peak bone mass. The remainder of life then is about maintaining that mass. The likelihood of poor bone health later in life depends on your bone health around age 30 and also how quickly your bone density is then lost. But quick sidebar, we know that bone density really it can really strike any age, but it typically starts, I guess, breaking down after the 30s, and this is why it's so important to make sure that we keep it built up. So poor bone health is often a silent condition. Most people with poor bone health will not feel symptoms until they experience a fracture. Some individuals with a large bone loss will suffer from osteoporosis, which is a condition in which the bones are weak, brittle, and more prone to break. So, are you interested in keeping your bones healthy? I know I am. So here's some steps to ensure excellent bone health up to the age of 30 and beyond. Excuse me. The first would be lead an active lifestyle. So just like muscles, your bones need exercise to stay healthy and strong. And when it comes to bone health, any amount of activity helps. Excuse me. When you move, muscles push and pull on your bones, which makes them stronger. According to the National Osteoporosis Foundation, focuses on the benefits of two types of exercise, which the first one would be muscle strengthening exercise. It involves moving your body against resistance. This force can be a weight or just gravity. So an example of muscle strengthening exercises are doing weightlifting, using resistant bands, and exercising against gravity such as leg lifts and sit-ups. Yoga and Pilates incorporate these types of exercises also. The second one would be weight-bearing exercises, which involve moving while standing on your feet, working against the force of gravity. The load or weight on your bones triggers specialized cells to build bones. So these weight-bearing exercises can include walking or jogging, dancing, tennis, or even stair climbing. The second would be avoid tobacco and limit your alcohol. It's no secret that drinking alcohol and smoking lead to a variety of negative health consequences. It should come as no surprise that both these practices are also associated with an increased risk of osteoporosis. So, some possible reasons for this association are included, which would be those who abuse alcohol and smoke tobacco may be less likely to consume foods rich in vitamins, minerals, and protein needed for bone health. Also, those who smoke tobacco tend to have lower body weight. Thinness and frailty are associated with a higher risk of osteoporosis. Substance abusers tend to get less physical activity than people who don't abuse substance. Women who smoke tobacco tend to have earlier menopause. After reaching menopause, bone demineralization, it increases in women due to hormonal changes. The third would be consume sufficient calcium and vitamin D. So getting enough calcium and vitamin D is very, very important for maintaining bone health. So the National Institute of Health, they recommend the following. So men and women between the ages of 19 and 50 should get 1,000 milligrams a day of calcium and 600 IU a day of vitamin D. Women who are between the ages of 51 to 70 should get 1,200 milligrams of calcium and 600 IU a day of vitamin D. Men between the ages of 51 to 70 should get 1,000 milligrams a day of calcium and 600 IU a day of vitamin D. And men and women who are over 70 should get 1,200 milligrams a day of calcium and 800 IU a day of vitamin D. So it's pretty much the older we get, the more calcium and vitamin D we should be taking because our bones tend to get more brittle. So calcium recommendations are higher for women ages 51 to 7 than for men in the same age range because postmenopausal hormone changes lead to faster bone loss. So here are some healthy sources of calcium and vitamin D. You can incorporate that with taking those supplements. So green leafy vegetables, which would include broccoli, Brussels sprouts, mustard greens, kale, Chinese cabbage or bok choy, beans, corn tortillas, which the corn is processed with calcium, sardines, salmons with edible bones, shrimp, nut and almonds, and calcium and vitamin D fortified foods and beverages such as orange juice, tofu, and non-dairy milks such as soy or almond, But always make sure you check the label. I'm not a particular fan of soy. I am a working process to be completely vegan. I do not do dairy. So I work on things that are non-dairy that don't have soy in it. I prefer like an almond or a coconut or hemp, hazelnut or cashews. I don't eat shrimp anymore. Sardines are a good source. Very little of salmon. I like most beans, and I definitely love my green leafy vegetables, which I need personally to incorporate more. So you can pick and choose what works for you. So dairy, for those that still drink dairy. The dairy, which they call the elephant in the room. So dairy products include milk and foods made with milk, such as yogurt, cheese, sour cream, and ice cream. While milk is high in calcium, which 1 cup of whole milk has 276 milligrams, and typically fortified with vitamin D, which 1 cup of whole milk has 97.6 IU, its intake is controversial. However, again, there is no judgment. I do not drink dairy. I am lactate. And I believe if I was not lactate, I probably would still not drink milk because And I know that I grew up on milk before anyone says anything. Yes, I grew up on milk and pork and meat and all of that. However, just through my personal quest, I choose not to drink milk and choose not to eat meats like that. Okay. For me, the milk, the cow, the pus, and the blood, I just don't want to anymore. But again, this is not a judgment. This is not point my fingers at anyone. Whatever works for you, I'm happy for it. So, in nature, dairy consumption is not a lifelong habit. For mammals living in the wild, milk consumption ends in early childhood. This example from nature leads some people to conclude that it's best to avoid dairy later in life. While research on the health effects of consuming dairy is plentiful, the results are inconclusive. There are valid arguments for both sides of the debate. So some believe dairy help while others find no benefit, and that is okay. It is up to you. It is an individual choice. So they say dairy pros are, okay, that you get an attractive calcium source. You can get a high calcium content. 3 8-ounce glasses of milk contain the daily recommended intake of calcium. Okay, they also say easy availability. Milk is found at almost any supermarket, gas station, even in places considered to be food deserts. Okay, which is an area where fresh and healthy food is hard to find. Affordability. Milk is one of the cheapest sources of protein and calcium available. Okay, they have the whole WIC, which for women that have WIC is for women who have babies or small children, which WIC stands for Women, Infants, and Children, which is a government assistance program. Okay, milk is easy to consume. Those with impaired chewing or swallowing, such as the sick or elderly, may find it hard to consume adequate calcium and protein. Again, it is an individual choice. Those of us that are lactate or just don't want to drink milk anymore and you choose to drink non-dairy, they have hemp that has I believe hemp is a very go-to good source of getting your calcium in, and coconut and almond and cashews and hazelnut. So we have that too. The dairy cons, okay? It shows that despite the high calcium content of milk, scientific studies shows inconsistent findings about whether an increased intake leads to better bone health. As I always tell you, do your diligent research and make your decisions from there. So many people cannot digest lactose, a naturally occurring sugar found in milk. According to the National Institute of Health, 65% of the human population has trouble digesting lactose. Okay? For this majority of the population, dairy consumption leads to symptoms such as bloating, gas, and diarrhea. Okay. So, if you are unsure of your bone health, if you have reason to suspect that you may be at risk for osteoporosis, ask your physician about a bone scan. Quick disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I cannot consult you on what you should or what you should not do with eating and taking care of your health. I can speak on different options that you can take. However, consult with your physician or doctor. Be upfront with them, ask them questions, and also do your due diligence. He or she will be able to advise you on the state of your bones after you do a bone scan and offer suggestions for the best results. While research on almost every area of nutrition is often inconclusive, one recommendation always rings true. Consume a wide variety of foods, especially plant foods, and move your body. Do exercise. It doesn't have to be anything strenuous. Walk, jog. Again, do you need me to say it again? You can walk, jog, dance, tennis, stair climbing. Do some weightlifting using resistant bands. You can do yoga and Pilates, sit-ups. There's so many things that you can do. So again, let me just kind of choose physical activities, okay? Move your body. That's where I left off. Move your body. Choose physical activities that feel good to you. By navigating your daily choices while keeping in mind these two basic recommendations, they will truly help you ensure and maintain the best result for your life. Okay? I wanted to just kind of, in addition, hopefully I can. Yes, I believe I can. 8 natural ways to strengthen your bones. Okay? Stepping to your health. 8 natural ways to strengthen your bones. Okay, so I may be repeating myself, but that is okay with me. Is it okay with you guys? I hope so. So the main functions of your skeletal system include supporting all of your body weight, allowing a natural, easy movement, and protecting your vital organs that lie behind or beneath them. So we want to eat vegetables for bone strength. Eat vegetables for bone strength. Okay? Vegetables are a great way to strengthen your bones and maintain good health. Moreover, vitamin C promotes the production of bone-forming cells. Eating vegetables allows you to increase your bone density. Eating enough protein. If you don't eat enough protein, the percentage of calcium that is absorbed by your bones start to decrease. So remember to always be cautious and consume protein in moderation, because they say too much of it can complicate the effort to strengthen your bones. So they say also it's estimated that around 100 grams of protein a day could be beneficial for maintaining bone mass, especially during menopause, and reducing your risk of fractures during old age. Eat foods that are rich in calcium. Okay, so you want to have a daily consumption of these foods is key to strengthening your bones. Okay, this is because calcium is one of the major minerals that make up your bone structure. So whether you drink dairy or eat dairy, or you don't, just make sure that you do what? Do your due diligence. And make sure that you get enough calcium and protein into your system, whether you are dairy or non-dairy. Make sure you get enough vitamin D. Okay? This vitamin, which is vitamin D, it helps your body absorb and fix calcium in your bones. You can obtain vitamin D by eating fish such as salmon, sardines, liver for those that eat liver, cheese, or they do have non-cheese that's good. They do. Or through exposure to sun. I love the sun. Love the sun. Love that vitamin D coming from the sun. However, many people are still deficient in this vitamin and must take supplements to maintain optimal levels. A good way to strengthen your bones is to go for a 30-minute walk every day. Whether it's in the park or if you're on your lunch break, you want to take a break and do 30 minutes of walking. Or if you have your own business, take a break from your business and walk for like 30 minutes. Okay. If it's during the summertime, just make sure that you apply the right sunscreen to prevent getting burnt. The next one is avoid restrictive low-calorie diets. So these kind of diets, in addition to slowing down your metabolism, reduce muscle mass and increase anxiety levels while negatively affecting your bone structure because you lose bone density. So when you're trying to lose weight, it's important that you maintain a diverse and balanced diet to strengthen your bones at the same time. So this means you need to consume a good dose of vegetables with protein and a small portion of healthy fats. Okay, so a small portion of healthy fats. Get those vegetables in you with that protein. The next would be collagen to strengthen your bones. Collagen. So people who have arthritis already know that consuming gelatin or collagen helps reduce the pain that's associated with this disease. I don't particularly like anything with gelatin in it. If my memory serves me right, gelatin is pork. If I'm wrong, forgive me. But I'm sure that there are other ways to get enough collagen into your bones. You can take a supplement. It helps strengthen your bones because it's one of the major components of proteins in your body, getting that collagen. Collagen strengthening your bones. Okay? Next would be eat foods that are rich in magnesium and zinc. I can tell you when I was being consistent, magnesium and zinc, man, it's like it gave me a healthy boost. My body just boosted up. So in addition to calcium, you also find magnesium and zinc in your bones in conjunction with vitamin D. Magnesium also promotes the absorption of calcium. Therefore, zinc improves the formation of bone marrow cells and prevents excessive bone density loss. So, what you should add in your diet would be spinach, shrimp, for those that eat shrimp, prawn, flaxseed or pumpkin seeds, and red meat. For those that eat meat, red meat. For those who, are seafood lovers, shrimp and prawn. Me, I'm more prone to probably have spinach. I love flaxseed and I love pumpkin seeds. So, and I'm sure that there's other things that you can incorporate. These are just very few examples. The next would be weight training. Weight training. Weight training is very effective at improving bone density and decreasing the triggers for inflammation and pain. So this type of exercise not only favors the increase of muscle mass, but it also helps strengthen the body. Therefore, when teenagers and young adults exercise using weights, it does improve the strength and mass of their bones, as well as it can for adults. So we can do some weight training. It doesn't have to be advanced. Do some beginners basic weight training. And with all of this, you can start at the beginning and build your way up. Okay? If you can't afford any gym, again, go to YouTube. It's my best friend, YouTube. It has all types of information on it, and Google and any other type of research. So strengthening your bones is very simple. Keeping your bones strong and healthy isn't that difficult. You don't have to make it that difficult. Just incorporate certain foods into your diet and get plenty of exercise to increase bone density. As a result, making these small changes, you'll have a lower risk of developing osteoporosis, and bone fractures later in life. Thank you guys. I hope this was so helpful. This is a friendly reminder to me. I always try to incorporate myself into things as well. I hope that you took something from this and will make the best life decision for you. Okay, because only you can do it. Thank you. Remember, do your due diligence. Talk to your doctor or your physician if you need to. Let he or she know what you want to do. And make life better for you. It doesn't have to be hard. I invite you to to join my social media platform, which of course I am on Facebook right now, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I have a YouTube channel, which you can find me on all of them under Aisha Speaks Jade. Again, that is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and my YouTube channel, which you can go to and subscribe by hitting that thumbnail. Also, hit that notification bell for all alerts. Like and join my other platforms. Share, listen, support, feedback, dialogue. Let's change up for 2019. Also, for yourself, create your self-care toolbox. Okay? You're going to go through good, bad, and indifferent challenges in life, but have something set up for you to help you along the way. In addition to self-care, self-love. You got to love yourself, people. Learn to love yourself. Learn to respect yourself, and don't let anyone disrespect you. You know, when you have negative vibes, that's what you attract a lot of times. Remove those people, places, and situations away from yourself so that you can create your greatness and create your happiness. I send out amazing positive vibes and energy. Again, may your 2019 be full of abundance and prosperity, stress-free, calming, serenity, all of that good, great, motivational, inspirational things. I'm going to take a little break, but I will be back later to kind of finish up. With that being said, namaste and ashe. Be good to yourself.